Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? How's your week been? You know the song and all that thing that I normally say. The song means it's the weekend, and as always, it's time for the James Freel Show. I'm your host, James Freel, and I am very happy to have you with me. I got a good show for you today, for today's show, which is for, let's see here, what is today? Saturday, June 22nd, 2019. How's your week gone? I'm actually doing this on a Saturday. Normally it's always either been Friday or Sunday, but I'm switching it over to Saturday because I've got the place to myself right now. My special lady might come in any moment, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Before I hop into any rambling, I've had a couple of decent shows in a row. I think the last two were decent. I think I've got some good material also here. But before I do that, as always, let's hop into news for the uninformed. Top news of the week. I already know it's about, I edited it in last week about how that Iran thing. Now apparently Iran shot down a U.S. drone. And it's debated where the drone was, whether it was over Iran or in international airspace. Trump tweeted out, Iran made a big mistake. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I don't think we're, if you want my opinion on it, I don't think we're going to go to war over it. But I could be wrong. Had a conversation with some people last night. In sports, the NBA draft was this week. Who was the number one pick? That'd be newsworthy. NBA number one draft pick 2019. Updated. So the New York Knicks got it, trending now. Who did the Raptors have? Come on, just show me. NBA draft pick. ESPN NBA draft 2019. Okay, maybe this will give it to us. Give it to me. Let's see what we got here. ESPN.com. Wow, they're giving something away for free. NBA draft's best, riskiest, and most surprising moves. Just give me the list. Come on. I can't. Hold on. I'm going to hit pause. Alright, it looks like New Orleans took Zion Williamson in the number one pick. Okay, who did the Lakers get? DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland. I don't know any of these players, by the way. I watch college basketball at any time other than March and early April. Anyway, so that, and what do we got in? Also, the Reds are on a 6-game winning streak. Did they play today? Let me check. Because they're only one game away from being over at 500, which I don't even remember the last time the Reds were. Oh, okay, so they lost today, so now they're 36-39. Dang it. But, hey, they had a good win streak going. How many games? They're a game and a half above the basement, so that's something to celebrate. Who did they play today? They played the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, and they went down swinging. 6-5. Oh, that game kept going. I mean, Milwaukee scored all they were going to do by the fourth, but the Reds were still scoring in the fifth. Anyway, so let's see what we have in pop culture. Okay, I've been seeing the previews for this. A reboot of Child's Play is out right now. Apparently it's sort of like an Alexa or something, that's the twist on it. It's got a modern twist, I don't know. That's funny about that movie Chucky is when I was young I wasn't allowed to watch it. And all my friends talked about how scary it was. And then when I finally did see it, I'm like, this is the campiest, goofiest movie I've ever seen. It did not live up to what I thought it was going to be. But I mean, hey, all my friends were talking about it in second grade, so I guess it would make sense why they would say that. And then I get 5 years older, and then I see it. You get what I'm saying. So, I just got back from a Catholic festival that was within walking distance of me, and the reason I'm back here so early is I played poker for money for the first time ever, and, I busted, and I put in $20, and there was 8 people at the table. I got through like 17 hands, and, I'm proud of how I did. I got back in, and honestly, it wasn't about the money. I was just trying to keep playing because I have a fun time playing, and it's so hard to get together with people, especially when there's no money involved. If you're just playing for whatever, I mean, so I wish there could have been a way that I don't know. There's no way to play with people who are playing with money without also playing with money yourself. But I was so nervous when I got in, and I made this giant dinner, and so my stomach was full, and I was super nervous first time playing with money. I don't know how these people are. And the first hand that I felt like I could do something with, I was big blind, and I had a 6 and a 9 of clubs. And I'm like, okay, that's not bad for being big blind. I only put in $20. The blinds are 1 and 2, and the flop is a 9, an ace, and a 4. And I'm like, cool, I've got a pair of 9s, that's not bad. And then on the turn, there's a 9, and so I got 3 of a kind. And then there's another ace on the river, and this woman, I put in a lot, and this woman kept calling me. I didn't see what she had, but I ended up folding because I'm like, she's got an ace. Because we both had, I'm guessing she had a full house also, and she was just confident about it. So that like wiped out $10 from me, and then I just kept folding like every hand, because unless it's something, at that point I got down to like, I don't know, like I was down to like 4, and I survived the blinds, but I wish I could have kept playing. It was fun, but then I was down. I ended up winning on the river. I had 3 queens, so I won. I got back in it. That was also when it's like the next round was the blinds, and so that got me back up to like $17, $18. And I'm like, sweet, it wasn't about the money, it was about I get to play more. It's going to be great. I get to keep playing. And there was this dude next to me, and he looked like your typical high school baseball dad. He looks like he's got a son in there who I don't know, but this dude was kind of aggressive. And he's sitting next to me, and like when the flop, he folds and the flop comes down, and he like nods his head to the side like angrily. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy, like I can be like, oh man, do you have something good? But he is not have. I didn't like. I went to see like, oh, maybe I could nod this guy like, oh, bad luck, But no, he looks to the side. He's like, motherfucker. I got it. I'm like, okay. I'm officially uncomfortable. This guy looks like he would hurt me. He busted before I did, actually. I got back in it. He bought coins from the guy. The guy next to me was crushing it. He had like a huge stack, so that's why the guy was able to buy a stack off of him for $20, and rather than going up and buying more. But then it came to the point where I called, and then someone raised 2, and I raised 2. I had a 9 and a 10, and then there was a 7 and 8 on the flop, and I'm like, oh, 4 and a jack. I could, and I also, there was a possibility of a flush, so I just went all in on that. It kept going down, and I busted on that, and it obviously was tempting to be like, oh, let's just go get 20 more and have some fun, but I'm like, eek. Not a good idea. It was a lot of fun, but I mean, I can play video poker on my phone, and I don't think it's a good idea to be going around doing that. But I had a lot of fun, and I got up and told her, like, hey guys, it was a lot of fun playing with you. So I picked the right time to show up because there was a seat open, and I was able to do it. I only lost $20. I don't know if I played for about 40 minutes. I don't know if the 40 minutes was worth the $20, but it was worth $10. Yeah, for that individual time. I wouldn't sit there and play for fun like that. I see why people get hooked on it, and luckily I'm so cheap that'll prevent me from doing it. Also, my lady was gracious enough to allow me to take $20 from this cash she had. I'm putting it back right now. I don't even know what my thought process was with it, because I was like, oh, I have $40, but just in case it costs like $50 to play, can I take this? And yeah, I'm just gonna put that back. I'd feel wrong pocketing it and just gambling away that's from my wallet that I'm gonna take that. But all in all, it was a fun time. This festival went all weekend, and last night I was doing laundry, and you all know Mark. He was on. If you listen, I believe he was either I think it was episode 2 that I had him on, the conversations, which there's a chance I might have another one tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. It could. Yeah, it was 7 months ago. Jeez. Yeah, I had him on. I saw him. He and I now live in the same building, and he was at the festival last night, and I think he had like 2 or 3 beers or something, and it was a good time. It was, it was nice to see him, is what I meant to say. It was good seeing, excuse me. It was good seeing him, and, we got to talk. I told him about my trip to Cedar Point, which I think I talked about enough. I said all I need to say about that last week. But because I've been doing this 100 days of no alcohol, it's sort of funny. It's like I'm the one who's used to drinking and then being the one talking to sober people, so it's weird to be on that end. It hasn't been too hard not drinking, although the past 2 weeks weren't hard because I ate like absolute garbage. Because I get that per diem, and I think I ate Chipotle like 8 times over the course of 2 weeks, and I just was not monitoring anything. The thing was, I was still working out, and I wasn't drinking. So in my head, it's like, oh yeah, I'll eat bad, but I'll still work out and I'll take alcohol off the table. So I should still be going in the right direction. I did not. And I'm officially going to have to get into gear, because when I stood on that scale, and right now the unacceptable second digit for me to see is 4. I was 140. The heaviest I've ever weighed is 154. Now, the past year, the comfort, I've floated around 135. I've gone a little above, gone a little below. But, when I saw the 140, I was like, ooh, got to start eating better. And it's really frustrating because I've been working out like 5 times, sometimes 6 days a week. And I even did an hour on the elliptical one day as opposed to my normal 35 minutes. So that was frustrating, but I'm back looking at watching what I'm eating, monitoring how much I'm taking in. May get hungry at night. I'm just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. Might make some tea in a second. That sounds good. Yeah, we had good talks, and I told him about the new ride, Steel Vengeance. In retrospect, is that ride a little overhyped? Maybe, but no, it's not. I've said it's everything that it's hyped up to be and more. That ride, I was upside down, but I didn't realize I had been upside down until after I was right side up again. It's just so smooth. It was a great thing. Dang it, I got distracted by social media again. Anyway, 1 week this night, I'm back from Cleveland, and one night, did I say 1 week this night? One night that week, me, 2 of my coworkers, and one guy from another group, another region, we went out to eat at that Great Lakes place, and I have to say, the waitress recommended the pork chop, and that was the best pork chop I ever had. It was so tender, and it was more tender than a steak. I tried cooking these fajitas in the oven today. Sliced up some peppers, onions, put taco seasoning, and paprika and chili powder on it, sliced up choice steak, threw it on there, put it in the oven. I mean, this is what I get when I buy a $6 steak. It was extremely tough and hard to eat, so that was unfortunate. But this pork chop, however, was not in that boat. This pork chop was amazing. I guess the one thing I would say about Cedar Point before I end that subject is that yeah, you can hear those people outside. The thing about Cedar Point is if you could like rent out a nap cell or something somewhere where you could just nap for like an hour or so, then I'd be able to stay there all day. Problem is, what I've learned about amusement parks, and this is good to know in the future, unless you have like way more energy than I do, and I think I'm relatively energetic and able to move through stuff, if you get there right when it opens, there's no way you're making it there till closing time. With all the walking you have to do, unless you're super efficient about planning out what you want to do, I think it's kind of impractical to do that. And even if someone tried to do that, I feel like they'd get distracted by something else. So, yeah, if my lady walks in during the middle of this, you'll get to hear her reaction to the fact that I lost $20. So, that's that. I only went one more time, so I went a total of 3 times. I got to ride Steel Vengeance twice. I rode Millennium Force probably 5 times. Maybe it was only 4, but I think it was 5. Dragster, Top Thrill Dragster, I rode twice. Maverick, I rode twice. I only rode Valraven once because I think that ride's kind of overhyped. It looked like one of the coolest rides when it was first released, and I saw like news anchors riding it, and I'm like, that ride looks amazing. I can't wait to ride that. It's kind of a one-trick pony. It's really not all that great. I gotta tell you one thing. I don't know if you guys remember Andy Bernard. He's the one dude from a couple of episodes ago. He was in my training class the last time I went there, so he was there again for training this time. And I kind of felt bad because he would jump up behind me, grab me by the shoulder, shake me really hard, and go, "What are you doing here?" You know, it's sort of like it's a dad joke, you know, or it's maybe a high school joke, I don't know. But he didn't know this. He doesn't know this about me. But I am extremely skittish, and I get very jumpy. The thing is, I know when people do that, they're just messing around. It's all in good fun. The thing is, my heart still goes into that panic mode, and I have the urge to go, "What the heck, man? What's your problem?" But I have to suppress that because I just look like a jerk who can't take a joke if I do that. And unfortunately, I can't just laugh about it because the most suppression I can do is to not get angry. So the way it winds up happening is I do that, and I don't know, it looks like he can't really read people. I was worried he would think I was really mad at him. And I mean, yeah, it was kind of frustrating, but I got over it. But he did that to me like 3 times. And I finally just told one of the guys in my group, "Man, I got to get that guy back," to make it look like, you know, I wasn't being a poor sport or anything. But he was a funny guy. But yeah, I don't know what I would do about that. What else did I got going on? What else do I have going on? Been playing piano more. I bought that DVD set of Learn and Master Piano. I noodled with piano a lot back in the 2012s, in the early 2010s, and I think I told you guys I bought one for my birthday. And so it's been exciting getting back into it. You know what? When the Saints Go Marching In is a fair use song, I'm only going to give myself one try to play this for you. And if I mess up, I mess up. I'm not going to do it again. So, all right, it's on. All right, here we go. Yeah, listen to that. That's what a week of practicing that video has gotten me. And I'm kind of proud of that. Now, to be fair, I've practiced that for like an hour straight trying to get it right. But the guy seems to be a pretty good teacher. The only complaint I would have with him is the only rates of teaching that he seems to have available is mind-numbingly slow, and according to the reviews, he gets impossibly fast. So I'm a little nervous for that because the cool thing is whenever I played piano, all I could play was chords. I could never play melodies, and I could never get my left hand to do one rhythm and my right hand to do the other. I think that song sort of stepped me into that realm because I did have to practice and be like, okay, when this thumb hits this, that's your cue for your right hand to do this. I don't know if that's the right method or not, and I'm kind of jumping ahead because he hadn't combined hands yet. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to practice a lot and go slower when he gets to that point. I think the rest of this evening I'm just going to clean up this place. It's a little cluttered. We got a new vacuum cleaner, and it's been great, but the room itself is just a little bit cluttered. So once I hang up here, I'm going to focus on doing that. I got to say, I do feel the pressure rising when it comes to work because the more I get trained on, the more I'm expected to get done, which is totally fair. But, I'm getting nervous about taking those first calls by myself and having that moment where it's like, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. The one teacher I had a good idea where it's like, we should have the rookies only work on PMs and then have them slowly expand out. And it seems like my team and my RSM has the most leniency. You guys don't want to hear about my job. That's boring. You could go listen to... I mean, the whole thing is boring, I guess, but I can at least make an effort to make it not so boring. So that's that. When I am able to drink again, I think that's going to be in like 77 days. I really got my heart set on it being Gentleman Jack. But then at the same time, I don't want to I don't want to get used to that, and then when I go back to regular Jack Daniels, I'm disappointed. But somehow, whenever I imagine, like, when I go back to drinking, it's like I should stick to only straight spirits or light beer, just to keep the calories down. And for some reason, I always seem to wind up mixing it with something or drinking one of those twisted tea things, which makes me sound like a 19-year-old college student. But, those teas are tasty, man. I mean, my favorite time to... I'm not going to get into this because I'm going to sound like an alcoholic. But, yeah, who's counting? 77 days, but who really is counting? So I went to the music shop, this little music group. I also, I got a few stories I need to tell regarding the music shop. So, when I was up in Cleveland, I wanted to get my brother a birthday gift. And his birthday was, I'm not going to say when, but it was around this time frame. And he just got himself a new guitar, a new electric guitar. And I couldn't decide, I didn't know if he had a wah pedal or not. And those Crybaby wah pedals are, they're reasonably priced. But I didn't know if he had one. And then also they had those mini amps. They're like the size of, like the size of one of those old radios or something. I don't know. It's like to where if it had a strap, you could wear it and it wouldn't be an issue. But they had the orange brand, and I'm like, orange, that's great. I'll go with that. Because I didn't know whether he had a pedal or not, and no one was responding to me when I asked, hey, do you know what pedals he has? So that didn't work out, getting that. So I wound up getting that, and I think he really liked it. His reaction to it was pretty good, and I think it worked out well. It runs on a 9-volt, but you can also plug it in, and the power switch is the plug-in, and it's got a tuner on it also. So, yeah, I felt pretty good about the gift I got. I'm trying to raise my gift-giving game. Last year I got him Beatles for Sale, the album. I got it for the vinyl. It was the mono version, so I don't know what that does to the value of it. I don't know if it was original or not. Who cares? But yeah, my trip to Guitar Center to get that amp was not good. There was I couldn't find anyone to assist me with anything. I had to ask, and the dude I asked about, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's good. It has this." It's like he was just trying to get me out of the store, and I was like, "Eek." I don't know. But anyway, also, so I have this Squier Jaguar bass that I got back in 2011. Yeah, it probably would have been in 2011. And yeah, I love that bass, and it finally got fixed, but I couldn't find a replacement mechanical of the G chord on it. The tuner, the mechanical tuner, is slipped off, and I mean you can still tune it, but it looks bad. And they didn't sell them individually at the music shop after it was repaired. The pickups got repaired, but since they didn't sell them individually, I didn't want to spend $65 on a brand new set, because it's like, I gotta check the internet. What's funny is when one of the sales associates said, "Yeah, sorry, we don't have it," I heard the owner. Well, and then I think I said, "Oh, no, it's okay, thanks for looking." And I think the owner behind the scenes could hear the "I'll just go look on the internet" in my voice. So when he heard that from the back, he's like, "What is it you need?" Really quick. And they searched through this whole box of spare parts, but they couldn't find it. And I'm nervous about whether it fits. I hope these are standardized. I don't know if they're not, if they are or not. So we'll have to wait and see. I probably will check on the internet and see, and just wait and see if I can find anything. It also makes me nervous taking that off. But, I'm going to be looking to sell my Fender J bass now. Just because, I don't want to take it to a shop and sell it, because they'll give me about 2/3 of what it's worth. And, I could probably turn that into some student loan payment money, which is chugging along, by the way. I'm pretty proud of the sizable dent I've put into my loans since about February when I started at this position. Still kind of salty that I didn't quite get it didn't get noticed until after I paid a semester's tuition. But you win some, you lose some. This might be my lady coming in right now. I might give her a word, see what her reaction is when she sees that I'm home. I think that's a good sign if I'm home. She knows I'm gambling. So, yeah, I kind of messed up. I told her I'd give her a thumbs up if I was good. But I just told her I'll be good. But I still never gave her the thumbs up. So I kind of left her hanging. But yeah, she went to work out right now. We ran some errands today, and then we also went to Freel Nature Preserve. What's that? Jeez, what's that? That's a cool place, though. We took a trail that we hadn't taken before. And there's the same old woman who still works there, and she's kind of odd, but she's nice and she means well. So, but sometimes it's kind of, you've met those people where it's kind of odd to talk to them, and their people skills are a little, and you don't know how to end the conversation, but if you don't end it, you're going to be there for like an hour and a half. Now I just sound like a jerk. Anyway, I hope you had a good week. This is going to be, the show doesn't look like she's going to be here, and that's probably a good thing, because, she's not going to, she didn't lose anything, but yeah, it kind of is an irresponsible thing. At least I stopped at 20. I bought 20 chips, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be spending more money. At least I hung in there. There were some guys who were better than me. I was playing with some kids and some older guys and an older woman. But it was a good time. I'd look forward to doing it again. Alright, that's the show for this week. Thank you so much for listening if you did, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.